This resounding dunk to end the game by Draymond Green has a lot more context than you might think. We need only go back one season to the 5-game suspension they leveled at Green for his chokehold on Rudy in 2023, along with them needling each other after they each punched teammates. And it was extremely clear that Draymond had been waiting for a moment to score like this so he could do Steph Curry's patented night-night. The fact that it was on Rudy of all players made it even more delicious. But the question I want to explore is how he got this bucket. It wasn't his cocky strut and between the legs dribbles. It was a result of the smallest player on the floor coming up to set a blind ball screen. Before Rudy knew what hit him, Green was picking up his dribble, extending his left step, and firing the ball through the rim. Thing is, Curry screening for Draymond is a thing, something the Wolves should have been absolutely prepared for. I was wondering why McDaniels didn't call the screen out or get into better position to help Rudy on this drive. Based on this possession in the first half, it appears Curry was setting him up by ghost screening Naz Reid, barely impeding his progress so McDaniels could stay with Curry while the rest of the team could rotate well to stop the Warriors from getting a good shot. But on this play, Curry lays some wood on Gobert and stops him in his tracks. With Draymond already on his way downhill, this result was inevitable, and we got the first ever night-night celebration from anyone other than Curry. And this got me wondering, what other smallish point guards are setting ball screens these days, and how are other teams executing it? Just like Curry for the night-night play, we see a lot of point guards setting ball screens along the free throw line. Trae Young gets physical with his man, essentially pushing him into the ball handler's defender, allowing Daniels a straight line to the hoop. When you set the screen so close to the basket, the defense doesn't have enough time to react and rotate, as Fred VanVleet inverts the traditional roles by screening for Alperen Şengün. This forces a switch, but anyone guarding VanVleet won't be a big enough obstacle for the Houston big man. Darius Garland sets a brush screen in order to get Evan Mobley's man a step slow when reacting to the drive as he banks it in softly off the glass. And Garland will also use this to lure his defender to hedge to the ball, so he can flare out to the three-point line for an open shot. That brush screen we saw Garland set is a frequent technique of Jalen Brunson, who stops his cut through the lane to screen off Cat's man, forcing a switch. Now Cat has a smaller defender on him, so he can shoot right over the top for 2 points. Brunson sets a ton of ball screens, often organically, after a drive gets thwarted in order to keep the offense flowing. Because it's set only 15 feet from the basket, the defense gets compressed quickly, and when Sims' man has to rotate over, Simmons can't sink and fill in time to prevent the lob. Another common way we see smaller guards setting ball screens is with a step-up screen with their backs to the baseline set near the wing. Because Curry's defenders do not want to leave him at all costs, there is no help on that side and allows the ball handler a free run to the rim and forces a full scramble from the defense. Here's the same result when Jamal Murray quickly steps up to screen for his big man. Because Cat is taken by surprise, he can't recover, and they need the too small Josh Hart to fully rotate to the block. Not only is Brown open for the easy finish, but so was Murray on his cut as well. Because Cat is such a good shooter, his man will be pressing him up above the three-point line, enabling Brunson to step up and get in the way, forcing Towns' man to go under the screen. That's all he needs to command low post position and knock down a shot. You might be surprised that Caruso sets a crazy amount of ball screens, but the Thunder offense relies on them when he's out there. Because the drive comes from the wing, the screen doesn't even have to be set that well, as SGA can go to his strong right hand, force a switch, then attract both defenders to him, opening up the wide open pop for Caruso. He sets a lot of quick step-up screens before the defense is ready, and here they catch Collins too deep on the switch, opening up the three ball for Gilgeous-Alexander. In last night's great game between the Thunder and the Mavs, Caruso set the high ball screen so well that it forced SGA's man underneath. Lively gets caught dropped too far, and it got OKC an open three-point shot. However, it also allows Caruso to roll to the hoop, where he doesn't just do damage as a potential offensive rebounder. Because he was already down near the basket after the rebound, it allowed him to lurk in the backcourt and steal this pass back to Luka. And all this activity by Caruso gets rewarded with an open corner three, which they knock down. These are the kind of great hustle plays we've been getting during the NBA Cup, as the players take these games very seriously. And you should be taking them seriously too, since with DraftKings Sportsbook, you can win big by getting in on the action. Check these lines and odds from tonight's quarterfinal games. And the best part is that if you're a new customer, when you bet $5, you'll get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Just use my code BBALL24, and I think using the info you get from my videos would help. Every point counts with DraftKings Sportsbook, especially when Austin Reaves is setting his step-up screens to enable Anthony Davis to back down into a post-up on his favorite left block. There's not much else you need to do when you've got a big guy that can do this. And I'm sure the coaches would love to see a switch on these types of small for big ball screens into the post. But with Jokic, he just needs a little bit of space it provided to turn all eyes toward him before finding the cutter. Kyrie successfully forces the switch so Luka can go to work backing down the smaller Stephen Castle, where he can lure the double from one pass away and get the open three-point shot for himself. Speaking of Kyrie, almost all his ball screens are part of a double ball screen for Luka, with him being the first screener. Memphis doesn't want to switch off of Kyrie, which gives Luka a two-step lead around the second ball screen from Lively so he can finish easily at the rim. The Warriors do switch Kyrie's man on the Luka, and Moody bumps down to stop the roller. Wiggins could have X'd out to the corner but was more focused on sticking with Kyrie, and Clay gets an open three as a result. But my favorite sets are the ones the Lakers are using with Austin Reaves. They love to have him set a pin down for Anthony Davis first, which gets Davis's man trailing into a pick and roll with LeBron. Then Reaves turns around and comes back up to screen that same defender again, in much the same way Curry did to Rudy, and LeBron gives us the same result as Draymond. Reaves completely takes out Wemby on the pin down, which forces Reaves' man to step up to LeBron, which leaves Reaves wide open out top for the three-point shot. They can pivot this play to the wing, and you can see how Reaves' second screen delays LeBron's man from keeping up with the drive, collapsing the help from KD and opening up a shot from the corner for Rui. While this could be considered a Spain pick and roll, if you watch carefully, Reaves ends up targeting the ball handler's man, not the ball screener's man. This action forces small onto LeBron, and he knows exactly what to do when that happens. Out of horns, they get similar stuff with Reaves. A back screen from AD gets him into the lane, where he turns around and screens LeBron's man, forcing AD's man to rotate to help and get beat in the backside by the great lob. This time, AD sets a cross screen for Reaves before Reaves sets the ball screen for LeBron. This causes a switch, luring Reaves' new man into help one pass away on the rescreen for LeBron by Davis. That's all the room Reaves needs to bury the three-pointer. And on this one, they put Reaves in the AD role to get the pin down. And when the Kings decide to blast LeBron, it allows Reaves to run a short roll right into a wide-open free throw line jumper. I always love to see teams invert traditional positions to surprise the defense and get certain guys having to defend in ways they're simply not used to doing. It has to make the game more interesting for big men who would never get ball handling opportunities in the past. And I'm sure the little guys like to show that they've got some physicality in them too. We're seeing more and more teams turn to their smaller guards to set the screen and watch all manner of confusion ensue on the defensive end. And let's face it, that's what the goal of offense is. Confuse the defense, get them out of position, and ruthlessly hunt down a good shot. If your team isn't doing this, good luck is all I have to say.